G'day guys, how you going? We're just doing a quick video today down in the down in Fremantle. I've got the CTX, the Equinox, and the Excalibur II, as well as the Quest detector pulse induction machine. I'm going to do a quick video about can you use a shark shield while metal detecting, because I've had a few people ask, do you see sharks down there when you're hooker diving, etc, etc. So what better way to go and grab one? This is the latest Freedom 7s, the one you can get the rebate on. So I'm going to jump in and see what happens. Let's do it. Alright guys, so first up I'm going to use the Equinox. I've got the 11-inch coil on. The target's going to be a little aluminium bottle cap, and I've got the Freedom 7 shark shield. So let's go see how she goes. Let's do it. Alright guys, so first up, the machine I used was the Equinox 800, and it was probably the best out of all the machines. It didn't make too much difference, even putting the coil right over where the little electrode things are on that little tail. It didn't seem to bother it at all. The target was a little aluminium bottle top. And yeah, I think it went pretty well. It didn't really seem to bother it, so which is pretty good. A lot of you guys use this one, so that's pretty handy. Alright, and second up I had the minelab CTX 3030. This one was probably a little bit worse than the Equinox, but still pretty good for a real sensitive machine. All it was doing was showing up these two little sort of marks on the screen here every time the pulse went off on the shark shield, which wasn't too bad. It still picked up the bottle cap pretty easy and still let off a good noise. Didn't seem to really affect it too much, which was pretty good. A lot of you guys use this one underwater, and I definitely wouldn't say it's a bad thing. It definitely worked quite well with the shark shield. So yeah, pretty happy with that one. Alright, and the third one I used was the minelab Excalibur II. This one was sort of, I'd say was probably the worst one out of the lot. It was letting off like these little weird noises and sort of, like, I guess glitches you could call them, what they sort of sounded like. It still picked up the bottle cap alright, but it definitely would be a little bit frustrating trying to use the shark shield and the Excalibur II at the same time. I reckon you might get a few false target hits, and it'd probably get on your nerves a little bit. So it's a bit of a bummer, because the one I really wanted to use underwater is this one here. So never mind, but I reckon I'll take it down with me, the shark shield, and you know, I guess if you see something you can turn it on, I guess. Fingers crossed. Anyway. Alright, and this is the last one here for you guys that use the small handheld pulse induction ones. It definitely worked. You could hear like a little, every time the shark shield would send out a pulse, I think it's every 2 or 3 seconds, I think it was, it sends out an electrical charge of some sort, and you could definitely notice it on the machine. When it wasn't near the bottle cap, it would let off like a little beep and a vibrate at the same time. So it definitely picked it up, but even still, putting it over the bottle cap, it definitely picked it up. So this one you could definitely still use with the shark shield, no worries at all. But you just have to put up with a little beep every 2 or 3 seconds, which wasn't that bad. It was very minor, but pretty impressed with that one for a little $200 machine. It's handled pretty well.